As I record this video, I have been on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of coaching calls with married men struggling with their wife's past. Often these guys say things to me like, my wife's past is just killing me, I don't know what to do, I'm obsessed, I'm thinking about it day and night, I can't move on with my life, I can't enjoy my relationship with my wife. What the hell do I do to let go of my wife's past? In today's video, I want to share a very important point that I often share with these husbands on coaching calls that I think you're going to want to listen to if you've ever struggled with your wife's past, or for that matter, if you've ever struggled with your girlfriend's past, boyfriend's past, or husband's past as well. My name is Zachary Stockill, and since 2013, I've been helping men and women from all over the world overcome jealousy and possessiveness in their relationships and overcome retroactive jealousy. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, or you'd like more information about my work, please visit my website at retroactivejealousy.com. It's interesting to note that we all have very deeply embedded blind spots sometimes. We all have things we're doing, or perspectives we're buying into, or faulty ways of thinking or faulty behavior, things we're engaging in all the time that we don't really realize are not getting us where we want to go, that are often irrational and pointless. And this is one of the many reasons why I think coaching can be so valuable. To have someone to bounce ideas off with, to have someone point out your blind spots sometimes, and to help introduce you to new ways of thinking for a happier and healthier life and relationship. That said, of course, I have my own blind spots as well, so in trying to point out the blind spots of others, in no way am I saying, I'm so perfect, I don't have any blind spots at all. Of course, that's nonsense. I have many blind spots, just ask my girlfriend. But anyway, in today's video, I want to share what I believe to be kind of a blind spot among many married men struggling with retroactive jealousy. And if you aren't aware, the term retroactive jealousy refers to unwanted intrusive thoughts and often what I call mental movies about a partner's past relationships and or sexual history. You can read my website, you can watch other videos on my channel. The short version is it's pure hell. No one who hasn't experienced it can really understand what it's like to struggle with retroactive jealousy. I am a retroactive jealousy survivor myself. I could tell you many stories about my own struggles, but I won't do that here. But anyway, a common blind spot that I see among male retroactive jealousy sufferers struggling with their wife's past is when they're thinking about their wife's past, they're only thinking about a particular little segment of their wife's past. Of course, this isn't everyone. This isn't all of my clients who come to me, but it does represent a sizable majority. In other words, they're thinking perhaps about a 6-month period in their wife's past, or maybe a 1-month period, or perhaps 1 year or 2, and their wife is, in her mid-50s or something. She's got a very, very lengthy past, but her husband is only focused on a tiny, tiny little segment of it. And I get it. I completely understand feeling repulsed or upset or disheartened by your wife's past. I get that. But my point in this video is consider your wife's entire past. Don't just think about this little 2-month segment that has you judging her character, that has you questioning her values. To illustrate this with a very clear example, frequently I've been on coaching calls with men who are struggling with their wife's values. And sometimes they've been with their wife for 20, 30, sometimes even 40 years. But there's this one little period, perhaps in his wife's 20s, that he can't just stop thinking about, that he can't let go of. Now, in being so fixated on this 2-month period, he feels like this 2-month period contains some real clue in his wife's true character or her true nature or something like that. He's not thinking about the 20, 30, 40 years that he has to truly judge his wife's character, to truly get a handle on who she really is. Because sometimes they'll say things like, I can't believe she would do that or whatever. And then I'll say something, well, tell me about your marriage. Tell me about your current relationship. And frequently the answer that I get back is, well, she's an amazing woman. She's a great wife. She's never done anything sketchy. She's never been, inappropriate with other men or posting pictures of her behind on Instagram all day or anything like that. She's a wonderful mother to our children, and we have a good sex life, which is pretty impressive after 20 or 30 years. Frequently on these calls, the feedback that I get about the current relationship is positive. The feedback that I get about the wife's entire past is one that clearly shows who she truly is. Can you really judge someone's character by a 1-month, 2-month, or 3-month period in their past? I'm not so sure. Now, of course, there are exceptions, right? Of course, there are exceptions to that. Sometimes you can get a deep insight into someone based on a brief period in their past. But I always say on this channel, if you want to know who someone is, don't pay attention so much to what they say, watch what they do. And if you've been in a relationship with a woman for 10, 20, 30 years, and she's been wonderful for the vast majority of that, she's been faithful to you, she's been a good partner, she's been a good mother, she's been on your team, she's had your back, she's been loyal, she's been generous, she's been giving, you're still having good sex after 20 or 30 years, which again, I'm always very impressed by. Look at your wife's entire past when you really want to get a sense of who she is, when you want to get a sense of her true character. And think about your own past here as well. You know, I'm in my mid-30s now. I've had certain periods in my 20s which are, let's just call them rather regrettable. I did some dumb things, like most young men in their 20s do. I did some stupid things on motorcycles, and I wasn't always as kind and loving to the women in my life as I should have been. I have made big mistakes in my life, big mistakes. But that represents, in my view, a relatively small proportion of my overall past. And if my girlfriend came to me and was judging me harshly for things that I did 10, 12, 14 years ago, I wouldn't react very well to that, and I imagine you wouldn't either. Is it really fair to judge us based on a tiny, tiny little portion of our past? Or is it more fair and generous and loving to judge us based on the entirety of our past? Based on our entire record, so to speak. So if you're struggling with your wife's past, you're really struggling to get over things that she did when she was younger, just remember this, keep this in mind. Remember that if you're really gonna go down this road of judging someone by their past, judge them by their whole past. Judge them by their entire track record. You know, triumphs and bad mistakes and everything, judge it all. Don't fixate on a tiny little period of someone's past if you really wanna know who they are. Because if you really wanna know who they are, watch their actions over long periods of time. Don't listen to their words so much, and I don't think you should judge them based on tiny, tiny little glimpses into who they are, a 1 month or 2 month or maybe even a 6-month period. Actions over long periods of time will tell you so much more about them, their true character, who they truly are, than some tiny, tiny little period in their past. So for anyone watching this who's struggling with retroactive jealousy, I've been doing this work for a long time. I've helped literally thousands of men and women from all over the world overcome retroactive jealousy, save their relationships, save their marriage, and live a happier, healthier life. If you'd like more information about my work, please click a link in the bio. You'll find all kinds of resources there to help you get a handle on retroactive jealousy, to help you get clarity and peace of mind about your partner's past as soon as possible. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for following along. If you got anything out of this video, please take a minute to let me know by clicking the like button below. I'll also ask, would you please like this video? Click the silly like button because apparently the YouTube algorithm gods like that kind of thing. And the YouTube algorithm gods also like comments, so please leave a comment beneath this video telling me what you think. Good, bad, ugly, I would appreciate hearing from you. Also be sure you are subscribed to my channel as well to be notified of new videos moving forward. Thanks for listening to me, and I'll talk to you again very soon.